Morning, Mark. Welcome in. Were you in class last night? I don't remember. I think, no, I don't think you made it to class last night. Okay. But good morning to you. Last night we mostly focused, I believe if I remember right, we mostly focused on options break-even lines. Further illustration of how credit spreads were so much better than just buying raw options like buying a call or buying a put. And it was a good illustration last night of that. And then we talked a little bit for about 10 minutes about what we're going to talk about next week on Thursday, which is day trading the small caps momentum strategy, which I've been doing for the last few weeks here testing. And I'm doing that right now on this one, Buru. I'm going to grab a little more. Buru, name of this stock. And NVOS looking pretty good too. And I have some Summit shares from yesterday, but I'm also looking for an entry kind of right now on that. And DJT stock, I don't understand it, but it's up on the bad news somehow. And I don't even have very much buying power at the moment because it's all tied up in uh, my credit spreads. But look at that. Look at that. NVOS is going. So I'm taking out some profits on that as it's moving up. Almost all out. I wasn't able to get the right size on that. NVOS, but I'm still waiting for it to pull back more to VWAP anyway. Over on Buru, I'm attempting to get in on this sort of base pullback. Made a base under VWAP, broke over VWAP, and is now retesting that base, and that has a probability of getting back over VWAP. I mean, yeah, over VWAP and back up to this level from down here at the bottom of that base. So I'm just building a position down there. I'm also ideally waiting for Summit to pull back to VWAP over here, SMMT, and I'm watching DJT. I've got lotto puts and calls on that, but obviously the puts are worthless now, and it's up at 50, almost at 55 DJT. Morning, Carl. Other bigger stocks that are up this morning, ZS, that's Zoom Scalar, I guess, something like that, Z Scalar. ZS, let's take a look at that. Okay, that's Scalar is in an uptrend? Not really. It recently kind of carried away with itself. It went underneath the 200. This morning it's not even up over the 200. However, it is over the pivot that could potentially be the start of it having a positive run. So Zscaler is as maintained by as a buy. So Zscaler could possibly, it's not confirmed type of trade, but could possibly be green for this quarter. And so you get a put credit spread on that at the open or shares, however you want to play that. Possibly even like a mega dip buy. It's definitely got everybody with their pants down because it's been red that last quarter. So up now is going to cause some shorts to cover, and it's also going to ignite some FOMO, surprise FOMO. So ZS is Zscaler. That's interesting. I'm trying to accumulate about an 1,800 share position on Buru. It's penny stock at 25 cents at the base here. the presumption that at some point it's probably going to try and hack over the VWAP, and try and make some price progress. That's boo. No. Carl says, I was about to try to time about 100K into the market in the next few months. After market down 1,000 points in 3 days. Tempted to just go QQQ. Well, I don't know what percentage of your, total that is. But let's say it's everything. I would suggest, and you could hear horror stories about this from even the most successful traders, and they will never do it again. Even the world record trader Dan Zanger used to, go all in on things. Eventually, he would go all in. Like the thing was, it looked like such a tasty opportunity, then he would go all in on it, and that did cause him to lose, I think, 70% of his $30 million one time. Okay, thanks for the private message. Okay, gotcha. Then fine. No, I think that's probably good. But would you put it on QQQ? That's a very interesting question. See, now there's this thing called the buy right. It's a strategy that's essentially the buy right, I believe, is kind of like either a wheel or it's a kind of premium selling type of strategy that they do on the Qs or any different stocks. There's ETFs. There's probably some buy rights for Tesla. There's probably some buy right ETFs for SPY, stuff like that. What I think is that could be really good because in the one part you're getting the Qs for capital appreciation should it happen. But should it not happen, then you're getting the buy right premium cycle also. So it's like, when you buy something and you're going to do like put credit spreads or whatever the premiums, selling options on something, and it goes up, then you're getting that extra capital appreciation. So I forget what it is. I think it's QQQW or something. Let's take a look. QQQ right. Buy right monthly index, BXM, NASDAQ 100 buy right index. I'm not sure if that's the one though. BXN. Okay, let's go to it anyway. No, see, it should provide a dividend. The QQQ, virtually the same. Buy right. Note when I see it. Oh yeah, here's TLTW. It usually ends with a W like that. Here's TLTW. Yeah, and aggressive equity money. Okay, yeah. Well, look, um, now you just said, now's not the time necessarily to buy um QQQ. You know, you were you in class last night, Carl? Towards the end of the class, or no, even in the beginning class, I talked about how on was it Nvidia? There's lines everywhere. How on Nvidia, I bought a put credit spread here on this drop. It was like a panic drop, and then more recently, I sold. I didn't buy. Credit spread. Yeah, I entered a call credit spread, so short on this extension. So and those turned out to be so far, knock on wood, those turned out to be real turning points and great points in which to do that. So, you should probably have that money cocked and ready for one of these pivot breakdown pricing moments. Because I think even if you're wrong, so long as you still believe you're getting into something bullish, then those strong blood in the streets moments, even if you're wrong and it goes down another bit the next day or whatever, it's probably going to settle in at some point and then continue. If you believe it still has a bullish thesis, whatever it is, QQQ, for example, then I think waiting, cocked and ready for one of those panic sell-off blood in the streets days, so long as the news is not sentiment changing and it's just something momentary, which is what I felt on Nvidia there. There was no real news. It was just the market didn't have a great idea. Yeah, so okay, that's what you were thinking. Not trying to time the exact bottom. I believe in a huge bear coming. Oh, okay, so this would be for just a rally. This would be for like a 2 to 4 weeks just move. Well, and then also first of all, um, QQQ it'll move like from here to here. Oh, that's not QQQ. Sorry, from here from bottom to tippy bottom to tippy top there was 11%. So you'd probably want to go TQQQ anyway, because from bottom to top there is 36%. Oh, maybe hold for a couple of years. Okay. What about we should talk a little bit because what about then getting a put credit spread, like buying put credit spreads, leaps, buying leap put credit spreads little by little over the next year with that money, just like allocating it because the leap will look like this. Okay, so let's pull up QQQ. A leap could be like a 2-year option you buy, like the 20 delta, sell rather, and it could be something, okay, 2 years out, 20 delta, probably at an angle, it's probably at an angle like this, something like that. Yeah, yeah. No, and I think possibly it would be more return because the more time. I think. Let's just look at it for a second. We have time here. What time is it? Oh man, we got 2 minutes before the open. We kind of don't have time. No, I'm gonna look at it for a second, but I might have to pull away once the market opens. Okay, but just let me look. I'm looking at the chain right now. I'll pull it up so you can see it, but I'm probably gonna have to switch out to watch and shit in just 1 second here. So yeah, here's 214 days out, 300 days out. You can get up to 931. That's almost 3 years out. So let's say it was the 3 year out, 20 delta. That would be 379. So like 380 roughly. Let's just go 390. So 22 delta. Sell that and then buy that next one out. No, that's a weird next one out. Let's go 400, 390. Okay, so that's easy to understand. Yeah, and then go, and that's how many years out? 3 years out. 400, 390. Clear this. Yeah, that would be like 400, 390, 3 years out. Yeah, you might be able to do better with just a year out or something like that. But it's an idea. You should probably start to look into because it could be good. All right, here's the market's open, gonna open soon. Because I love that descending break even line. It just it's so forgiving and you might be able to round robin it because in other words, like you might hit max profit soon. Like 6 months in, you might get the profit you expected in 3 years, because that's the way these things move. And then you close it and then you open up another and then you open up a new one with if it took 3 months to get there, it would be now 3 months further out. And you just keep getting these leaps potentially. Depends on if you're trying to avoid capital gains, but I mean, there could be something to it. It needs to be researched. Market's opening in 6 seconds, so it's a little bit rushed for me to, but just thinking strategy, coming up with ideas. That sounds interesting. Okay, I'm looking at Buru. I'm looking at Summit, Donald J. Trump, um, Envos. All right, what do I got here? Dang, work by PL. Okay. Oh, we have a very strong move on Summit and I can't quite tell. I'm gonna have to go flatten on that because it needs to tell me, oh, about $2.50 shares is about what I want to get in Summit. But the thing is, I don't even know if I have that much buying power. No, I don't really think I do. I'm lucky to get 10. Very interested in Buru. I don't have a full position yet. I'd like to get 1,800 shares. Okay, so it's at the market open. I was curious about that. It's at the market open that this short sale restriction icon comes up, which means that the thing is not easy to push down. So that's interesting. A short sale restriction is on Buru. Yeah, I'm still trying to build up my position there on Buru. I want to get about 1,800. Right out of the open on the market, it's selling off a little bit, but it was elevated. So we have a move up since yesterday's lows, about 20% up the yesterday's red candles. Not the greatest. And that was on personal spending, which figures were in line. But we are selling off of the open, off of that elevated open. And we may break yesterday's low. And if that's the case, then that's a lower high and a lower low at that point. And that's hard to shake off. Okay, I'm glad I got out of that. Summit's not moving yet. Buru is kind of moving. It's hanging out down at the bottom of that base. Watching volume on that because maybe I want to grab some of that. Yeah, I'm very definitely very interested in looking into that strategy. What where could you just park money for a while? And then the other thing is why it doesn't even have to be a put credit spread. You could just get a leap call. The problem with that is instead of it being a descending break even line, it'd be an ascending break even line from today's price. And I really like the idea of a descending break even line. I mean, we'd have to check the pricings, but where does 25% return on capital, which is probably what you'd get, look most promising? That's the question that has to be answered. For what length of time? And then you divide that out and see if that's, worthwhile. I sure like the sure thingedness of the put credit spreads compared to calls or just shares. Because yes, maybe you'll get more by just going raw shares, but you'll be completely at the mercy of the market's ups and downs. Versus with the put credit spread, you got a little bit more of something guaranteed going on there. Okay, Donald J. Trump stock is selling off like hotcakes. Yeah, I thought it was really weird that it was elevated and I imagined that it would sell off. That's a little bit more realistic of a move right there. NVOS, Buru, GPS. I didn't look at GPS. That's a Gap, right? So Gap is having a good day. Let's go take a look at that. GPS. Oh no, yeah, it's gapped way up, the Gap, and is selling off at the open, which is not a great sign for it. Depending on where it goes from there, but um, Gap theory on this would suggest profit taking. Yes, profit taking. So this is correct, but it may settle in and it may doji by the end of the day. However, with this top not breaking up here, this almost becomes to me a viable short, maybe a call credit spread on Gap, although I doubt it pays well. So anyway, back to a couple of things we're looking at potentially day trading. The only thing right now that continues to interest me is Buru, and it's not really happening. Latin soon. I mean, the whole point of getting in at the bottom of this base was it's a little bit more of a low risk area to get in. DJT, Donald J. Trump stock falling from the open of 55. Closed at what did it close at yesterday? Closed at 51, 52, let's call it. and now it's at 49, so it's down a couple of points. Really not an alarming amount. Pre-market after hours yesterday, it hit 44, so that might be where it's heading. Go test 44, and I think that's a little bit more in line with sentiment of investors on the thing. In case you guys don't follow me on Stock Twits, here's my referral link. And there you go. Stock Twits is great. I go there multiple times per day to see what the chatter is about stocks. Stock Twits is like stock chatter. Where would you go for stock chatter? Maybe Twitter, but Stock Twits is like full steam ahead when it comes to stock chat. All right, so Buru dropping. I think I'll flatten it right there with the intention of potentially picking up more, picking up that 1800 share position when it settles in. Because I already had a little bit of a position right there at 24. It's now at 23. So I flatten that, and then I have an idea of getting 1800 shares on this thing at the right moment. For now, it looks like selling off. You can't sell short on the stock today, except at the ask, not at the bid. So you can't place a market order to sell short and just blast the stock down like a lot of market manipulators like to do. Not today, because it has short sale restriction on. Same thing with SMMT. So that makes it a little bit harder to manipulate downward. And so Buru and Summit both have those on today. Because, oh, by the way, that's triggered by if a stock moved more than 10% down the prior day. At that point, the next day, today, they put short sale restriction on there to try to prevent that from spiraling out of control. Do they charge a fee at Stock Twits? No. No, not at all. In fact, you don't even have to be a member. And you just type up whatever ticker. Just you type in the ticker, and then you can look at what everybody's saying in live time about it. Like if you went over to DJT, I'm sure it's an endless stream of, wow, yeah, there's just tons of things being said about it. But it's everybody. It's all the meme stock traders. There's investors there. There's regular traders. So it's every opinion, and like they say, what do they say? Something about assholes. Everybody's got one, and if assholes and opinions have a lot in common because everybody's got one. And so anyway, there's tons of, but it's nice to just see what the chatter is because sometimes somebody says something interesting. I like to just watch what people say. That's a great place to do that. And the interesting thing is they also have hot lists and stuff. So you can kind of see what people are chattering about. There might be something all of a sudden people are chattering about. You just click on the sort of more button and you can see DJT is the top trending, most active watchers, most active, the top trending one, and then Summit, which is that other one that I'm looking at right here, happens to be the second. They got Dell, which is down 17% today. And that one is being talked about a lot. And is Buru up here? Buru is not even up here, but LPA, you guys, this was crazy. Let's take a look at that. LPA, I really don't even have a spot, but this stock was at like $7 and now it's at like it hit 500 overnight. LPA, oh my God, it's at 313 and probably halted. Let's take a look at that. DJT is just going down and down and down, and it's hard to borrow, so you can't get shares. LPA, like there's not even shares available to trade. Like I didn't even know what's going on, and it's halted, as a matter of fact, and it's just gonna be a nightmare of halts. But it's $350 a share right now and halted, and it was $7 the other day, so you can pretty much count on if something changes on that stock, losing all your money. There's not a lot of shares outstanding. I think there's only like a few million, and or less, and it may have already got bought up. There may be just like none, so it becomes a real pile on. Um, but so, for every person that wants to get in, there's somebody that wants to get out. LPA. It's beyond that. Yeah, the reported float figures are probably way off because it's already. But I mean, just a couple days ago it was $7 or whatever, and now it's way up. That reminds me of this one I found the other day. Check this fucker out. It's called nano nuclear, dudes. It's called nano nuclear. Love this. The hell. Over here in the IPOs, NNE. Oh man, what is up today again? More. Look at this thing. It's up 11% today. Nano nuclear energy. You guys, they create micro nuclear, portable micro nuclear energy devices. Like, motherfucker, this is like, I wish I was the CEO of this company. This is the coolest goddamn idea I've ever heard of. Because, I mean, because first of all, um, SpaceX's rockets should be nuclear. At a certain point, everything's got to go nuclear. It's so much more efficient. Voyager still is running. The battery is still going. Why? Because we put fucking plutonium in the fucker. It's a nuclear battery. Okay, hang on. NVOS is moving, you guys. 800 shares. I don't know if I can get that many. Let's see what it lets me do here. You bastard. God damn it. Fuck. All right, it's about to halt, I think. NVOS. Now, how many more of this can I get? Oh, a lot more. Okay, let's go 200. I want to load up on this. Oh, gosh, it's moving really fast on us. And I'm trying to get on the NVOS right now. There we go. That's the most I can get. And I think it's halting, and I'm not even getting it. It only moved up 10%, but I guess they hit the halt levels. All right, that sucks. I was only able to get 500 shares. I wanted 800. I wasn't able to get the max allocation, and now it's halted. There we go. NVOS. So that was the kicking off of the move there. But check this out, you guys. Nano, it just IPO'd about a month ago. Nice U move that was at like $5 at one point, broke out of the U breakout of the IPO U breakout at $6, hit $11 today. It's almost double in like 4 days. But this company, let's see, Nano Nuclear Energy is a micro reactor nuclear technology company, which provides energy supply services. Excuse me. They develop a product called Zeus. Motherfucker. That is so awesome. Zeus. God damn. I want one. First of all, I want my own micro nuclear because so long as you can design something like that safe, I don't know how much they cost, but let's say it's $100,000. Let's say it's a lot. Let's say it's $100,000 to get your own nuclear generator and you install it in your house, hopefully mansion. You're never having to pay, you'll never have to pay for energy ever again for 300 years. My tech pants are going weenie. No, this is incredible. Yeah. Anyway, rockets on rocket, what do they call them? Rockets. What do they call the things on the bottom of rockets? What can I think of the name? Like the Raptor engines, rocket engines. No, not even the booster. The engines. The engines right now, they burn fuel, right? And they project a stream of high velocity burn, fuel, it oxidizes or whatever, however they do it. Okay. There's different kinds. But you could create nuclear engines and it would be way more efficient, like probably 10 to the power of two or more, like 1,000 times more efficient and light. Like you just drop a couple drops of plutonium or whatever. You don't use plutonium anymore. Okay. We use safer radioactive elements, safer in nuclear energy systems. But yeah, I like this idea behind NNE, and I definitely can get behind that. Uh, nanonuclearenergy.com. Nano Nuclear Energy, the first portable nuclear microreactor company listed in the USA. Microreactors, emerging technical microreactors. Nuclear is getting smaller and is opening up some big opportunities for the industry. Look at this. It looks like a, small village city, probably entirely powered by one of these microreactors. It doesn't have to be Chernobyl sized. Bad analogy, by the way. Oh, there it is. It like fits in a semi truck. It's fucking portable. Amazing. Nano reactor. Zeus. Dude, that motherfucking thing is amazing. I might just accumulate this NNE with all my money over the next 6 months to a year or 2 years, however long it takes to take off, because that is the future. Nuclear and AI. I mean, there's a lot of different things that need to. Nuclear beats solar by far, of course. Okay, and solar is extremely wasteful. Coal beats solar, but nuclear beats them all. And yeah, that just looks incredible. Nano reactors. They got Zeus and they have Odin. I love it. Odin. Introducing Zeus, a solid core battery reactor. There it is. Wow, look at it. It fits on the back of a semi. It looks like this. And then you put a wrapper around it, and you've got a little teeny nuclear power plant. Motherfucker, that's incredible. And then how about Odin? What does Odin look like? Yeah, also like shipping container sized nuclear reactor. Incredible. Incredible. A low pressure coolant reactor. Energy fuel, advanced fuel transportation. So, how much is a Zeus nuclear reactor? Uh, how much does a nuclear reactor cost? Dude, this is not. I mean, all they got to do is sell one unit, right? And their revenues are going to be incredible, and they're public, so they're getting exposure. I like it. I like it, folks. I like it. All right, NVOS is open again. I might be able to get some more on a pullback here. Let's see what happens. It opened at $1.18. NVOS is open for trading. I think it's halting down now. Oh no, it's back up to $1.11. I have a 107 cost basis, which is a little bit higher than what I wanted. It's at 115 now. Looks like I'm just going to be in profit taking mode. Just hit 1, 2. If I can get non-split pricing on this fucking, because then you try to sell it, won't let you sell it at, see, these weird penny prices. And that's Thinkorswim's fault on this ladder. It doesn't quite price these things correctly. All right, so maybe I'm just gonna have to scroll way up. Uh, really hard to get a zero ending rounded price going on the ladder when it's fucking up and giving you fractional pennies. And then when you try to put an order in, see, it says, sorry, the system doesn't accept your order. The minimum price increment is a penny. And so why fucking put it on the ladder in a way that it wouldn't accept? Can't be much competition. I mean, this is the first one publicly listed on the US stock market. And I think it's on NYSE. Might be on NASDAQ. I'm not sure. So yeah, investors, click here, investor relations, uh, say about our mission. Nano announces it's one of the elite sponsors of American Nuclear Society's 2024 annual conference. So they're a sponsor of the American Nuclear Society's 2024 annual conference, which is going on like next week, I believe, in Boston on June 3rd through 5th in Massachusetts. And so they're going to get a bunch of word of mouth. And who's going to be there? Wealthy companies, businesses, and individuals who are going to be like, you know what, let me get a couple of, let me get some of that. Okay, the investor relations site is really rich. There's a lot of information here. I'll give you the link. There you go. Okay, let's try selling a little bit at the ask here. Okay, I took my first profit on a position size that I wish was more on NVOS. Let's go take a look at Donald J. Trump. What's it down or up to? Okay, it's settling into 49. That's kind of neither here nor there. All right, there goes NVOS. It hit 123. That's even more. So 123 divided by 107, which was my cost average, is 15% up from there. But the move started at 09, at 90 cents rather. So it's up 37% from the bottom of this base right now. So NVOS is really moving. Summit, we're waiting for it to move, but it's not moving. Corporate governance, news and events. News releases. Nano Nuclear announces it's one of the elite sponsors of the American Nuclear Society's 2024 annual conference, which is going on next week, you guys, June 3rd through 4th. Yeah, and it's pulling back today. You couldn't have asked for a bigger discount. It's now only 839 versus it almost hit 11 off the open. It's at 839. Does it have options? Let's see. NNE. It's usually too premature. Yeah, no options. But boy, do I like that company. I tell you, I really like the price action as well. The shape, the IPO, the movement, the contiguous connection of the blocks. There's a lot that I like, and you don't get that from a lot of IPOs. Anyway, there's StockTwits. What do they say on StockTwits about it? Let's see if anybody's talking about it on StockTwits. 2 minutes ago, halt time. It just halted. Halted down. Shit. Grab some more. It's hard to ignore those involved in NNE. Wow. This is crazy that people are noticing NNE because I really thought that this was not something that people are aware of. Incoming $13, no-brainer stock to own. The need of the hour, portable nuclear energy deployed across the remote regions within the US and everywhere. Good luck stopping this. Dark pool shorts plus retail shorts. So fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting some position on NNE. This is my GME, you guys. I'm fucking in love with this company. I'm gonna start allocating little by little. All right, NNE. And I don't have very much money right now available because I've got it all committed into spreads. But I should be able to pick up 50 shares once it opens. And maybe, oh, Summit starting to move. Y'all love it. Let's go. Um, Posting over on StockTwits there. All right. NNE. So Buru, are you gonna do something, Buru? Would like for you to. I'm gonna have to see Buru turn around a little bit more. Summit, getting into the zone. NVOS. It has some very nice stair-stepping action. We came back to VWAP at the open. It's now taken off. Maybe there's going to be some more stair-stepping going on. I wish I had a bigger position, but I could only add if it pulled back. I'm selling at this point, taking profits on NVOS as they come. I've already taken out 20%. It pisses me off that NNE just halted because that halt lists, a lot of traders get all over halt lists, and I would have rather kept this a little bit under the lid than it, doing so well right now. Well, since it's halting, I'll have to keep an eye on it real closely here for when it comes out and then pick up some shares. I'll put them at, I'll put the order at market trade. I'm gonna get rid of the stock twits thing here because I want to take a look at, okay, BNI, what's coming up on my alert lists. NNE. Three-letter tickers are usually NYSE. So let me see. NNE nuclear. NNE. Because I feel a lot better about something listed on NYSE or NASDAQ. Okay, initial public offering. That was 23 days ago. NASDAQ. Okay, that's awesome. That's where it should be. Fantastic. Fantastic. Cool idea. And they've sized these nuclear generators to fit on shipping containers that fit right on the back of a semi. And then they've got some, custom nice looking ones. But essentially, they're making, in my mind, they're making all the right decisions. Like that's when, the CEO is like, no, it's got to be slightly smaller because it's got to fit. But yeah, but the pipes need to be this long. Okay, so we cut a hole in the top of the thing. It sticks out a little bit, but it's got to fit on a semi. I mean, like this, the guy's making good decisions. He's pushing the team in the right direction and the engineers in the right direction. It makes sense. It's logical. So far, I like what's going on over there. Anyway, NNE. Okay, Oscar is, I like this stock's chart the other day. I was looking at it. Oscar. Beautiful. Oscar Health, the beautiful run it's been on, dipping back, and now's the first day. This is an entry day on Oscar. Whether or not we can get a put credit spread, I don't know. Let's see. OSCR. 2,100 options have traded so far. It's not terribly illiquid. The spread is about 7%. Not too bad. Let me get cocked and ready over here on this one. Grab 10 shares when I'm ready. Okay. And then build up from there. The 20 delta would be, yeah, too wide of a bid and ask though. Oh, actually just tightened up. Are you guys doing that? Who's doing that? The 21 delta is 17.5 on Oscar. So that would be 17.5 right down here. Wow. LPA just hit almost 500. It's at 473. Remember we were just talking about it at 375? I can't really touch that though. Okay. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna buy some NNE. What? Is it halting? What's the problem? Oh, this fucking thing. It has no logic control. There we go. All right, I got 7.5. No, my average price is 7.9. Okay, I guess the bid ask is very wide. 7.6 by 7.7. But okay. So there he is. That's it today. Officially my first allocation on NNE, and I'll be buying the dips for a while. Not just today. I'm talking about I'll be watching this stock for a while. If it ever breaks the low of the year, which is only a month now, then I'll have to clean it out and then I'll reassess. But it doesn't mean I don't feel good about it. It's just that's trading. That's just the way it goes, folks. Right now it's at 720 by 707. Oh, is it halting? Something the bid asks are opposite. Wow, it had crossed the bid asks. I'll try to pick up some more at 712 right now, get my cost average on 707, 713. Try again. See if I can get my cost average down from 7.9. Okay, I've got, there we go. And now I'm at 7.5. There we go. So that's the idea is I'll just keep averaging averaging in and accumulating on NNE as I can. There's a 6-7 print. So, I'll just keep going for it at the better and better prices that I can get over the next today or however long. Great. Look at where it's at on the chart now. NNE. So Oscar, you couldn't really get well, the options liquidity are not, it's not terrible, but you would get the 17.516 spread, and it pays well right now if you can get it on Oscar. 17.516, and we're always talking about July 19 right now. So that's right around our 45 days to expiration. It's 49 days away. Yeah, it's oscillating back and forth between good and bad price. So be careful. Make sure you get the right price. NNE at 7.2 now. Oh, so 6.5 came and flew. I missed picking it up there. That would have been nice. 6.5, 6.6 it hit at one point. Now it's back to 7.4. My average is 7.5. Yeah, accumulating and accumulating and accumulating on that puppy. You know what I got 20 years ago? It's 20, it's about 15 years ago is, was it, check the ticker. Um, Mind. Well, anyway, is Mind Neural Mind Company, like 15 years ago, and penny stock. And look where we are now. Like this, we've got Neuralink, and like that's an industry that's starting to actually pick up. So you have to recognize these industries, ahead of time if you want to get them for pennies. We're at 733 print on NNE there. Summit's failing out. I don't think I'm going to grab Summit. Summit's failing out. NVOS is not really following through. I'm probably going to get out of that position soon if it doesn't pick up off WAP here. Otherwise, I might pick up some more. If I can see a high volume entry on pullback to WAP here on NVOS, I'll grab some more. Okay, we're back to 749 on NNE. I'll be picking up better prices. This is exactly why stocks go down that are good, because they're trying to attract and lure you get in. Oscar, SRPT, SATS, ASND, STRL. All right, I have to look at all my shit, and that's just going to take all morning. So I'm not going to bore you guys with that. You guys have any questions? You want to look at anything? Let me know right now. 765 print on Nano Nuclear. Ooh, GPS ZS. ZS, you could get in, was what we were saying in pre-market, but let's take a look at how it's performing off the open. Nope, never mind. It needed to go green and did not. Don't ever get in on red days. I mean, maybe on a put credit spread, but nah, you get a call credit spread on a day like that. All right, that's a 3-up layout that I need to save. Save grid as 4-up. Good. E3 active trader 4-up. Okay, I'm going to move that over to my other screen. And I will see you guys back in the group. Have a good morning. Have a good weekend. See you back in the group. Let me know anything you want me to take a look at or anything we should be looking at. All right. And I'll take a look at it and let you know what we should do with it. We're getting a 787 print on NNE. So it's moving up. Okay, guys. See you back in the group.